Cosmic Outlaw, the legend of Roan Hale in a galaxy ruled by unbreakable codes and cold machines. One man discovered the most dangerous algorithm of all, Defiance. Part 14. Mercy in the greenwood and shadows at the breach. The glade fell silent save for muffled pleas that ended quickly. Bodies joined the others beneath the forest, Florthos truly gone, eyes staring sightless into root-laced dark. Almost no survivors from the escort. Every single person in the Syndicate patrol who had fallen was accounted for here. Threats removed, secrets kept. But not quite every one. 4 figures lay motionless among the fallen troopers. The sergeant, the Comms officer, hearts hammering so fiercely they feared the sound would betray them. They had played dead when arrows and blades sang, breath held until lungs burned, bodies limp as the true corpses around them. Now rough hands seized their ankles. There were dragged boots scraping softly over moss and needle. The illusion of death clung too desperately. Lungs screamed for air. One by one, held breaths exploded out in ragged, involuntary gasps, staggered and betraying. Men's voices rose low, rough, laughing. Easy with that one, he's heavier than he looks. Careful, don't scrape the sergeant's pretty face. He'll need it for screaming later. The sergeant, courage scraped from sheer terror, cracked one eye. Through blurred lashes he saw, not executioners, but the merry men's own wounded 3 bandaged figures from earlier raids. Leaning against logs, passing strips of dried venison. One clutched a ribs-wrapped torso and still laughed until tears came. The sergeant's mind raced. Asterisk, they disobeyed. Spared us. Maybe there's a way out. Asterisk, he tested the restraints. Fiend rope tight but not cruel, and forced words through dry throat. Please, I've got family credits stashed. I can pay. Just let us. The rebranded man burst into uncontrollable laughter, doubling over until he wheezed. The veteran beside him's scarred face split by a slow grin chuckled low. Figured we owed you a lot something for these, he said, gesturing at bandages, at a sling, at a leg splint. Little revenge humor. Piles back there are the real dead. B4 drew the lucky straw. Another wounded man leaned forward, voice softer. Roan's no monster. Doesn't approve of killing prisoners. A pause, grin sharpening. Usually the sergeant swallowed hard. The veteran's eyes went distant, almost sad. But if his lady's not whole and healthy when we get her back, he shook his head slowly. Wouldn't want to be you. Wouldn't want to be any Syndicate bastard left breathing. The laughter faded. The prisoners were given water, bound securely, and left under guard alive to contemplate individual fates in the quiet green dark. Every rustle of leaf a reminder that mercy here was conditional. Deep beneath the spire, Mira's torment continued. The cell's lighting never changed, soft, relentless, erasing day from night. Cold seeped from floor and walls into bone. Food was nutrient-paced, water tepid. Sleep came in fragments, haunted by smoke and screams. Kane's visits had become obsessive. He entered now with forced casualness, uniform crisp despite the strain in his eyes, carrying a tray as though playing benevolent jailer. You look tired, my lady. Thinner. It doesn't have to be this way. His gaze crawled over her, lingering on throat, wrists. The way linen clung in the chill. One word. Accept my protection, my bed. If we're on a stand, I'll have you bathed, dressed, fed properly. You people could be rehomed instead of hunted. Mira sat straight against the wall, emerald eyes glacial. Your protection is a collar, Kane. I'd rather die free than live as your pet. His face flushed, dark hand half raising again before he caught himself. Do you think Hale will save you? He'll come yesterday into Veylari. I've seen the plans. He'll die screaming your name, and you'll watch. Then you'll understand gratitude. Her heart cracked deeper at the image, Roan bleeding out on Durasteel, calling for her, but she'll let none of it show. Voice steady, eyes burning. You understand nothing about him, or about us. Kane stormed out, door hissing shut like a curse. Veylari's visits were colder, more invasive. The Veylari entered without sound, standing just beyond reach, harmonics threading directly into her skull. We have refined our approach across 37 species. Emotional leverage is key. Observe. Hollow projections bloomed, refuges hunted through forest. A child's cry cut short, smoke rising from hidden camps. Each image calculated to wound. Yield information on Hale's camp locations. Spare them further loss. Mira's chest constricted, grief hot and razor sharp for every face she recognized, but her gaze remained stone. You waste your time. Humans don't break the way you expect. They burn brighter when you try. Veylari's head tilted, probing. Fascinating. Your physiological stress markers spike, yet vocal defiance persists. We will increase pressure incrementally. Attachment to the male as the optimal vector. It projected Roan's face. Imagined pain. Mira's heart shattered silently. Pieces ground to dust behind ribs, but her eyes stayed cold. Voice unwavering. Show me all you want. He's coming anyway. And when he does, your precious calculations will mean nothing. The Veylari lingered longer each time, harmonics probing for the fracture that never quite appeared. In the greenwood, preparation became fever. Scouts mapped final patrol gaps, Harlan's whispers confirmed Mira's location. Lower suites. Level 9. Cell block Delta. Diversion teams assembled. Fires to draw drones eastward. False trails north. The breach team honed itself to a blade. Roan, Littlejohn, Will, Scarlet, Lyra, Tuck, and 6 veterans hardened by loss. Weapons checked nightly. Bows for silence. Salvaged rifles for when silence ended. Explosive charges portioned. Grapnels tested. Every scenario war-gamed until exhaustion. Roan barely slept. Knights found him on the ridge, staring at spire lights until they blurred. Worry for Mira. Ignored constant images of her hurt, broken or worse, but the demon kept focus razor sharp. She would live free, no matter the cost. The night arrived moonless, wind whispering secrets through leaves. They moved like ghosts. Diversion teams slipping away to start fires. Main force gliding toward the post Mira had once planned to use. The ancient gate loomed, rusted iron and weathered stone, unguarded now that attention faced outward. Littlejohn's massive hands made short work of the lock. Hinges groaned faintly, then stilled. They flowed into the service corridor, stank air flickering, emergency strips, boots silent on grit. Upward, level by level, alarms dormant, patrols drawn away by distant glows on the horizon. Level 9. Cell block Delta. Roan's heart thundered. Once hope, terror, fury braided tight. They rounded the final corner. Shadows deep. PST, a figure in the gloom, cloaked, hooded, waving one finger side to side in slow, deliberate negative. No. The breach team froze. Weapons half raised, every sense screaming trap. The figure melted deeper into shadow, silent.